Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the DAAD PhD scholarships for 2024 in Germany. Previously I had this video made a couple of days ago in our national language Urdu, which is spoken and understood in Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, some parts of Nepal and Maldives, Afghanistan, as well some other countries. After a lot of requests, I'm also preparing this video in English. That was always the goal, to make this video in English as well as in Urdu. So this video would be in English, and if you have any questions, you can always ask these questions in the YouTube sections and the YouTube comments section. So this is our YouTube page, Travel Ed. My name is Dr. Abid Ali Khan, and in this video I'm going to talk about the DAAD PhD scholarships for the year 2024 in Germany. I have a track record of teaching, research, and being in the selection committee of different scholarships and recruitment committees in different parts of the world. My ex-students, a number of my ex-students had made and to Germany, had availed DAAD scholarships along with other prestigious scholarships. Some of them are in other parts of Europe, for example, France, United Kingdom, Belgium, and Denmark. Many of them are also on Marie Curie fellowships. So in this video, I'm going to discuss only about DAAD scholarships. And this video is going to be in pure English language. If you have not subscribed our channel so far, please subscribe the channel and hit this bell icon so that any new video that comes up regarding science or education or scholarships or travel, you will get a notification and you will not miss it this way. So let's start. The objectives of this scholarship is pretty straightforward. The highly advanced country Germany, which is one of the most important countries in the European Union, they want to use a part of their taxpayers' money by awarding it to DAAD, which is actually the German Academic Exchange Program. It provides money in the form of scholarships as well as research grants to different universities for the promotion of education and research, and they give a chance to the developing countries by sponsoring or by providing finances to their students to come to Germany, have their master's and PhD degree completed in Germany, and all during this time they are financially supported. So who can apply for this degree? You must have a master's degree, or as they call it in Germany, diplom, or in some cases a bachelor's degree could also be accepted. But for most of the developing countries, as far as I know from my more than 10 years of experience, you should consider a master's degree, which is 17 to 18 years from your home country. If you're from Africa or from Asia or from South America, even China, any of these countries, you should have a master's degree, which should be 17 or 18 years of education, depending on which type of education system goes in your country. And you need a doctoral project, which means you have to write a proposal, a research proposal, how you would perform your research, what you want to do, what are your objectives, what are your aims. If it's a project that provides experimental science, or it's social science, or it's mathematical science, or it's a management degree, it's a management research, all sorts of research are funded and allowed. And sometimes you can also find a PhD scholarship for working in non-university research institutes, and one of the very top-notch institutes that is known, or that are known in Germany, are the Max Planck Institutes. Luckily, one of my ex-students already made it to one of the Max Planck Institutes, so they are also prestigious research institutes. There are more research institutes, for example, the Helmholtz, the Fraunhofer, and a few more cancer research institutes and environmental research institutes. You can also write a proposal and do your PhD in these one of these research institutes. Also, if you do not want to perform, or if you have already been accepted in one of the structured doctoral programs, you could also be eligible for DAAD funding. In some cases, the research proposal have data collection, for example, sample collection, for example, meeting people in social sciences in different parts of the world, and you have to travel outside Germany. In this case, the travel will also be funded, and during that travel, while you stay away from Germany, you will still be funded. But this is very important to know that now no more than 1/4 of this time period would be funded by DAAD during this scholarship if you get one of these scholarships. So the goal is to get one of these scholarships. The duration is a maximum of 4 years. Most of the PhD students in Germany would complete their doctorate, their PhD in 3 to 3.5 years, in some cases 4 years. For example, the students who had been affected badly by the COVID outbreak, it could go a little longer, and in some these kind of situations, DAAD has some extra funding. So a maximum of 4 years is what DAAD recommends. Average 3 to 3.5 years. In circumstances, in special circumstances, it could be a bit more than 4 years too. And they are awarded yearly. So every year you have to write a progress report in close collaboration with your supervisor and collaborators. That report goes to the DAAD. The DAAD committee reviews it. Normally, once you get the scholarship, the extensions are not so difficult. You just have to show them that you had been working, and that's definitely is the goal. When you work in Germany, you would be working in the lab or one of the professors. What is the value? So the monthly payments is 1,200 euros. Besides this 1,200 euros stipendium or stipend, you would also be supported in terms of health insurance, accident insurance, liability insurance. Travel allowance will be given to you. This means when you're coming to start your doctorate in Germany, your airfare would be refunded, would be reimbursed. Similarly, when you complete your doctorate and you go back to your home country, again, the airfare would be refunded. There are some research allowances which are given annually, so once a year. Some of it will go to your institute, to your professor for consumables, for example, chemicals, if you are an experimental scientist, or any other expenses that could be helpful to provide in your work. And some of these are going to be directly funded into your account, but this is only one time, once per year. One of extra funding would be also for your thesis publishing and thesis writing once you are done with your PhD. Then there will be monthly allowances for family members. For example, somebody is married and he came with one spouse, a couple of kids. So the spouse get 276 euros per month. Similarly, the kids also get 220 to 240 euros per month. And also, there's one point which is very important here, and it's not written. That is the house or the house rental subsidy, which means if you are doing your PhD in one of the expensive cities, for example, Berlin, for example, Düsseldorf, and the most expensive, Munich, you will be getting some of help from DAAD Institute in terms of paying in terms of paying the rents. So like if you have an apartment that asks you 900 euros from you per month, that's a lot of money. And if you have only 1,200 euros per month, you are going to spend more than 75% of your stipendium on the payment of rent. In this case, DAAD would provide you 15 to 30% of the rent, which is a big aid. So there are a number of reasons to go for DAAD scholarship. German language is not really needed if you have already applied for a doctorate or you have already been looking for a PhD degree, which is in English. But DAAD always supports you to learn German language. This is why all the scholarship awardees, all those people who would be getting the scholarship, they would be invited to come to Germany 4 months before the start of the scholarship, before the start of the semester, that is 31st October. And in this case, it will be 31st October 2024. So you would be invited to come in June, and in 4 months, they would provide you an extensive course for learning German so that you could integrate into the society. If you need to go buy a ticket, if you want to go make an order in a restaurant, you want to go to cinema, you want to just mingle out with other German people, you should be able to speak some level of German. And this is not compulsory. You could opt to have this German language course, or you could say, no, I don't want to learn this German course, and you can just come days before your semester. But this is highly recommended. During this German language course, you will be given pocket money. These 4 months pocket money would be something 420 or 440 euros, and that will not be a part of your scholarship, which could be 3 to 4 years. So that will be extra to it. And along with this pocket money, they will arrange for your stay. So you will not be paying any rents. These 420 to 440 euros will be just for your normal food expenses, and that's it. Okay, so then qualifications, like what could make your application stand out? What could make your application look better, attract, impress the selection committee, in which you could get a chance to be called for the interview and you could be shortlisted? Definitely the academic progress, which means your grade, average point, GPA, or whatever your education system is. So it's not very important. It's not the end of the world, but of course, if you have a good academic record, it's always a plus. Similarly, the knowledge of the language. So in these cases, I would say English for most of the developing countries. Very few people would be doing their doctorates in German. So if they are doing it in German, they should have a very good knowledge of German beforehand. But if you are doing it in English, you should have a very good command of English. Not only that you have the minimum requirements in terms of language, English language, for example, TOEFL, or for example, IELTS certifications, but you should be able to communicate, because this is the key. Similarly, if you have some scholarly achievements like publications, you had been delivering lectures, you had some conference paper, conference presentations, science seminars, science fairs, anything that is extracurricular or extra, maybe academic or non-academic, would always make your CV look better, make it shine, and you could have better chances. So always mention all this stuff on your CV. Similarly, the most important point is the quality of your research project. Now, mark my words here, the selection criterion would be 90% or more than 90% on the quality of the research project. There are two very important things connected to it. So how good is the research project, and how good you understand this project, and how good you could defend it. For example, you had been invited to an interview, and there most of the questions during the interview, not all of the questions, but most of the questions would be on the research project, because when you go to the interview, there will be a subject specialists, and they will be renowned in their, well known for their expertise in these subjects, and they would come to interview you, and before coming to interview you, they would read your research proposal, and they would have a lot of questions. So it's very important to write your research project, understand each and every point, and write a good research proposal. What is a good research proposal? So it should be original, and there should be a lot of relevance of the project. Relevance of the project means you are working on a project that is one of the high needs of the day. For example, I'm not a person from energy, but for example, something that is for renewable energy resources. For example, something that could store the energy for longer time, and you do not need to charge your cars after every 400 kilometers, and maybe you need to charge it after 4,000 kilometers. Something that could treat cancer in a flash. So like it should have the relevance to the current needs of the society. Could be in food science, could be in social science, could be in mathematics, could be in physics. And of course, the choice of the host institution, I think this is not really important. If you have a very good research proposal, then the DAAD would give you the scholarship. Even any university in Germany is okay. All universities are okay. Do not always run for big professors and big universities. And then, of course, the consistency, feasibility, how can you actually incorporate the project within the overall doctorate? This is actually also very important. So all these things should blend together, and everything should blend together with your CV, with your previous knowledge, with your previous academic testimonials, what you have studied before. So the potential candidate, so you would be staying in Germany. What would be doing? You would be trained. You would get acquire new skills. You would be sent to a number of courses where you would learn very well-known state-of-the-art equipment, phenomena, techniques, and all these things. All these things you are expected to learn and play your part in the society after getting these skills. And of course, there are a number of more reasons that DAAD appreciates. You should be involved in the non-study related activities, for example, social work, civic engagement. There will be a lot of events as well that will be organized by DAAD, where you will meet all of the DAAD scholars just like you, and there will be a lot of intermingling, and there will be a lot of events. So this is one of the goals of DAAD, that you should come to Germany and you should become a part of the society, because DAAD always DAAD does not want you to sign something that you would go after your doctorate in Germany. You can stay for good here, you can become a part of German society, and you can find a good job here and settle here. That's perfectly fine with DAAD. You do not have to go back. And this is one of the very important points of this scholarship. Okay, this is also very important as a rule. One of the basic requirements is that your degree should not be more than 6 years older than the deadline. This year, the deadline is 31st August. So your degree on 31st August 2023 should not be older than 6 years, which means your degree should not be started before 31st August 2017. In this case, the fresher, the better. Similarly, if you have already enrolled your doctorate, then it should not be older than 3 years. This is for the doctorates that are enrolled in any other country outside Germany. But if you are in Germany and you have already enrolled a doctorate, you can still apply, but you should not be living in Germany or working in Germany for more than 15 months. If you are living for more than 15 months, then you are unfortunately not eligible for this. The applications are actually, deadline is a bit more than 2 weeks away, which is not a lot of time, but it's not that little that you cannot prepare for it. If you find a professor who could push you for writing a research proposal in 7 to 10 days, that will be perfectly fine. You can write it. Then there will be interviews from October till, I would say, December in different parts of the world. Different deadlines are there. And after the interview, you will be given your result, and the results are normally in mid-February, mid-January to mid-March. It again depends on your regional office. In some countries, the results are conveyed in January, in others in February, in others in March. But everyone should have their result until the end of April, and you could already come to Germany starting the middle of May. From 1st of June, the German language course starts, so that's perfectly making sense. Let's do it now. And so here I say, give me DAAD, just DAAD, enter. So I see German Academic Exchange Program. I will click here. Then when I come to this page, I would go to study and search in Germany. And this is, it's gonna take me to scholarship database, funding options. I, at the moment, would be sticking here, but if you come down here, you could see degree programs in Germany, and this is actually where you can search professors. All the professors you can search here by going to different programs. For example, if somebody is from microbiology, you could search microbiology programs, and then all the microbiology programs would be there. You would know the universities. So if there are universities offering microbiology, that university would have professors of microbiology. This is how you catch your professors for being your supervisors, for supporting you in their lab for the scholarship. But I will go to scholarship database. Here it says funding scholarships. So this is where you can find all the scholarships given by or awarded by DAAD. We come down here, we say programs. Since this is a PhD scholarship, we would go for graduates because you are supposed to be a graduate. And country, I do not know at the moment. I will go for, let's say, Albania, and or any subject. I would go for mathematics and natural sciences, and I would say only DAAD, and I would say go search. And you can see already I have some hits here. So our scholarship that we want to look for is actually the research grants for PhD, which has popped up here. You can see this research grants programs in Germany, and this is actually the program which we were searching for. Here, when you open this program, you could see all the important details required for this program. Okay, let's do it. So this is something that you can find out on this page, and you can see already the page is a bit heavy because there's some load maybe on the internet these days. So you better start today. You can find all the details with this related to this scholarship on this page. Okay, so now we see here, this is the address of the portal. So when you write portal.daad.de in this address bar, you would go to the portal, and once you go to the portal, if you do not already have a registered account, you will be prompted to make an account. You can see now that I am inside the portal, and this is a personal portal account, but you could see the address is written here, portal.daad.de, and this is after you start you register for this portal, and you get this portal for your own with your own email address. Now what will you do? You do not need project funding, you need personal funding. So you will go to personal funding, and you will go to start, and it's very important to start this application way before the deadline, so like you can start right away. And then you go to application. You can also go to first application and funding overview and check what's in there, and you can already see that it's a little slow, but now we can see this, that this is already a new applications here. So here we would select the research grants for PhD. So I would write research here, and I would enter it, and let's see what do we get. So we get these as fellowships, but this is not the one. So I would just kind of hide it, and I would just go again. So I would say take me to DAAD research grants. That will be in and the research section, DAAD DLR, now not this one. And we have to carefully select the fellowship, because if we select the wrong fellowship, it's gonna result in the rejection of your scholarship, because you should know which one you are applying to. So let's go to research. And you can already see the portal is quite slow already because there are people applying from all over the world. And okay, here we are. We got our guy, research grants, doctoral program in Germany 2024-2025. I will click this. It's selected. So my country of residence, since I selected Albania, so I would say Albania because that was the first country that popped up on the list. And okay, my country of residence is, well, I could actually go for Afghanistan. And you could see that this is the period for Albania 1511 from 1st of June till 15th of November. And the commencement status, of course, you are a graduate, so you would go for a PhD graduate. After completing this form, in the next stages, you will be having a PDF form that you can download and then you can fill it. You do not need internet for filling the form. You just need the internet for so you are a doctoral candidate. You just need it for the downloading. Once you have downloaded it, you do not need it. You do not need internet anymore. You just fill it offline, and once it's completed, you have to upload it back to this portal. Then you again need internet. This was all about the DAAD PhD scholarships for 2024 in Germany. If you have any questions, if you have any confusions, I would not just upload this video and forget about it. I would respond. I try to respond to all comments. I try to respond to all confusions by clearing them, by giving you clear-cut indications. And if somebody is also interested to come in personal contact with me and try to work on their CVs or their motivation letters, interview skills, you can already write to me as a comment on YouTube, and we will see what we can do together. Have a very nice time. Enjoy the video. Work hard, and best of luck for your DAAD scholarships. Hopefully see you soon in Germany. Goodbye.